Hello, Sagittarius. Happy Valentine's Day to all of you. It is the month of love. So we're going to be doing some special love readings for everyone this month. This is Nicole with Angelic Therapy and Healing. If you are new, welcome. Glad to have you here. Big thanks to all my loyal subscribers. Thank you for being awesome. Awesome. Thank you for all your comments. Thank you for liking the videos, sharing the videos, and thanks for all of your support. Now, we're doing something special, as you can tell. I am not going to cover all the cards with you because there are a lot of cards that we're going to be using today. If you want to know what cards we're using, I will be putting those in the information box below. So read in that box. We're going to be covering what's going on with you in love. We're going to be covering what's going on with your love interest, your spouse, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, that crush you just can't get out of your head, whoever this is. We'll find out who it is as we go along. Then we're going to have the angels' recommendations for you this month and then the outcome this month for you. Now, when I prayed and prepared, I did ask that all of you receives at least one message. Do keep in mind, this is a general reading. It's for thousands of people. You may find that there are no messages for you, and that's okay. That just means they're not your messages this month. If that is the case, go on ahead and listen to your moon or your rising sign, as you may get some messages in those for you this month instead. So let's go ahead and get started. This first round of cards, this is going to be where you are at with love in February, Saggies. I do have the cards pushed forward so that you can see them. That way I'm not going to be bumping them with my sleeve that was supposed to cover my bandage from burning my wrist, so it's not doing a good job. Should be close. You should be able to see them. Now, let me actually make sure. Move the Yorkie. Okay, good. Outstanding. Let's see here. So you have this King of Pentacles, and you have patience, and you have calling in your soulmate. And give me a second. If it's making noises, I'm readjusting my mic. 1 second. Okay, there you go. If you're hearing noises, it should be done now. Okay, Saggies. So, you know, the King of Pentacles, he's very tenacious. He has tremendous tenacity. He has an extremely high intellect, level of intelligence. You would be this King of Pentacles. You have come to this pivotal point, this very vital point of recognizing your needs versus the needs of everyone else. Because up to this point, you have done things, particularly in regards with love, that you were just going along with it to make someone else happy. You weren't meeting your needs. It's not what you wanted. You weren't pleased. But to just keep the peace, you were going along with that. Well, you've had a total change. You're now like, no, that doesn't work for me anymore. I'm taking care of me. My needs first. So you are at that point. You now know what and who you want to build a life with, because again, this is focused on love. So you now know that, they're saying the person that you were building a foundation with, building a life with, you've come to the realization they're not the one. You no longer desire to build something with him. You now want to build it with someone else, hence why you're calling in your soulmate. At the bottom, this says your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. So you're pulling them in. You're like, the one I've been with is not working. I want to bring in my prize. Let me hook them, pull them in. But they're saying you know who that is as well. Now, this card, Patience, this card's also about, obviously, the patience is prevalent, but it's also a really big message about releasing desperation. They're saying in the past, you were desperately trying to build this relationship, to make this happiness, this happy foundation with the wrong person. You thought that person was the only way to be happy, your only option. But in fact, since you thought that's it, they're the only one. There's nobody else for me. They're it. They're the one. You blocked yourself from seeing other options, other people as options who were actually, in fact, the one who would bring you the happiness and the desire the happiness that you desire, the things that you desire. Oh, they're also saying bring your desires to fruition, the things that your hopes, your dreams, your desires, bring those to fruition. But the good news is you're no longer blocked. You're no longer holding on to this person who in the past you did think that they were the one. You thought they were the soulmate. You thought that this is it. Hook, line, and sinker, I am there. You've now realized, and you were blocking out other options, but you now realized, okay, they're not it. I'm ready to bring in the one. And they're saying congratulations on that. It's taken you some time to get to that point. It has, it's required a lot of growth on your part. And you deserve, okay, so I'm mixing those all up. They said, don't worry, they'll tell me how to straighten them out as I go. All right. You deserve a big pat on the back, Saggies. Go ahead and pat yourselves on the back. You did good. You did good. All right. Wow, this is interesting. You know, typically it's Scorpios that give me a difficult time in readings. But no, this month, Saggies, you are just testing my skills this month. But luckily I hear the angels real clear, so they're going to get us through it. Because these 3 cards are beautiful. This does not match with any of this. This is beautiful. That is not so pretty. Why is that there? You have the Hanged Man. You have Door to Value, Blessed, and then bam, out pops Deception with rearing its big ugly head. And at the bottom it says someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. So Hanged Man, you're there. You're patiently waiting to fully open up to this new future. You're ready to start this new future. You are being patient. Now, these cards, this is about, you know, how do you see this connection with this person and or this relationship? They're saying for you, it is a connection. You are not in a relationship with them at this point. It is a divine connection that you have with someone. They're showing me a match. Okay, so for some of you, this is your twin flame, which is the ultimate connection with someone. But you have this divine connection. You've identified now that person, they're your soulmate. You've identified, okay, they're the one I want. I'm in. I'm all in. Trying to pull them in. Now you are at this point that you've been patiently waiting. You are also ready to fully open your heart, open yourself up to this person. You know that they are the key to your happiness, because you see these doors opening up in this, I don't know if you can see it. We're losing daylight. The doors are open. You have this bright white light bursting in. All this money flying everywhere. You've got flowers. You've got sunshine. You got happiness. They're saying happiness, the doorway to your happiness. But you now have come to the realization that you know this person, they are your key. They keep saying key. They're your key to your happiness. They are the ones that are going to unlock this door for you. And you know that. And you have come to this realization, and you are so thankful for this blessing, for this gift from God. You now know that this connection is a gift from God. You did not see them as a gift in the past, they're saying. So for some of you, that's what the deception was. You deceived them. You hurt them because you didn't think they were the one. You know, they were saying that you chose someone else. Let's get some clarifiers on your deception card. Yeah, you committed yourself to someone else. Okay. So you've got sun, dog, and snake. This little reptilian slimy creature. Some of you could lassoed yourself to a reptilian. But the sun, this is a beautiful card. This is like warmth. It's happiness. It's someone, you know, that can bring you joy. They can help with your journey. Then you have the dog. The dog is all about loyalty, faith, faithful companion, a friend. But then you have the snake, and the snake is, ugly card. Complications, jealousy, strife. Okay. What they're saying is, because again, these are the cards about how you see the relationship. Connection there. They're correcting me. The connection. It's not a relationship yet. You see the connection as a gift, as a blessing. You are ready to move forward with this person. You know this person is the key. The problem is you deceived them in the past. They came in. They were your sunshine. They were the opportunity. They were going to bring you happiness. They were the key to helping you find your way to happiness. They brought this loyalty. but you deceived them. You chose someone else. You know, a snake bite. You bit them, you hurt them. And that's really on your mind. You see, it's so funny. I'd never noticed this on this card until yesterday when I was recording. This little cherub is like digging in her hair. You know, monkeys will dig at each other. They pick at each other. They'll pick off fleas and ticks and little critters. So this has just been gnawing at you. It's like constantly this gnawing thought in your mind, like, oh my gosh, I get it. They're the one, and I screwed up real bad. Because for some of you, these cards is what they're saying. They're saying that this is actually the deception that you did. For some of you, you chose to go be with someone who you did think that they were your happiness, but it was someone that you had a long-time relationship with. They were a long-time companion. For some of you, they were a long-time sexual companion. Maybe they were your secret, your dirty secret on the side. You didn't want people to know that, hey, you know, this is my friend with benefits, and you chose that person. That's what you did not share with them. Maybe for some of you, maybe you made that person, you made the gift think, oh, they're nothing. They're just friends. They're just like my pal. They're like my BFF, my sister, my brother. There's nothing going on there. You were lying through your teeth, and you regret that now. They're saying, but you're going to make it right. Saying, don't beat yourselves up, Sagittarius. You're going to make it right. They're saying they're going to help you make it right, because this is a destined, fated relationship. Connection. That will be a relationship for you in the future. Very near future for most of you. Okay. Now, as far as the outcome that you desire with this person in February, you have the Queen of Cups, the King of Swords, the Magician in the Mirror, here and now, and you have Soulmate, and at the bottom of Soulmate it says, yes, this is your soulmate. Now, they're saying, no, there's no twin flame card, but again, you're twin flames for a big chunk of you. No, not a big chunk of you. Okay. A fair percentage of you. We'll say 40%. They're saying 40%. He's got a flame in his hand. But they don't have a twin flame card. That's as close as you're going to get. But yes, they are the one. They are your other half. And if they're not your twin flame, they're your twin soul. They are your soulmate. They are your meant to be. They are your destiny. They are your fated partner. And partner in crime. They're saying because some of you are mischievous, and they are too. And you'll get to find that out when you get to know them a little better. So this Queen of Cups. This card, of course, is about intuition and empathy, inspiration, all these lovely little things. But this is also the most feminine, sensual queen in this deck. And then you have this King of Swords. This is about, you know, the power of reasoning. And we can reasonably, you know, we can reason things when we're able to come into balance. So if we can acknowledge our qualities, we can see the gifts, the talents, the things that we have in order to sell ourselves to someone. But then we can also balance that out, because we don't always want to think that, oh my gosh, we're so amazing, but also be able to look at our limitations so we can accept those things. Okay. So what they're saying is, see how he's like staring straight ahead, and he has his sword toward her. And she's just sitting there. She's also looking straight ahead. But the sword is toward her. There is truth in February that you desire to share with her. She is your soul's calling. She could be a water sign. This is a Queen of Cups, so she could be Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. But she's sitting there. She has with you in the past shared more information with you than you shared with her, because as you can see, the only thing that's really covering her in the front, other than that scarf that's draped around her bottom, is her long blonde hair. So she has, that's what they were talking about. Okay, so she has bared herself. So one of the other things that they're throwing in now, you want to bare yourself. You want to share the truth. You want to share that with her. You are the divine masculine, they're saying. Now, do keep in mind, when it comes to any divine relationship, doesn't matter what title you slap on it, there's always divine, well, with twins, there's always a divine masculine, there's always a divine feminine. So, because twins are one, There's always one half, the other half. You got divine feminine, you got divine masculine. This is divine masculine. You, in February, you want to share your truth. The sword represents the truth, and it is in her direction. In February, you want to share the truth with her. You want to lay it all out. You see, all he has draped on him is this, you know, cape, because he's feeling like Superman. I'm going to come in, I'm going to share some truth, and I'm going to create some awesomeness. You're ready to do that. You have been stuck between a rock and a hard place. You really did have to have your back put up against a wall to finally make you take some action, Saggies, they're saying, which is surprising because typically you are quick to act. Sometimes you are so quick to act that afterwards you're like, why the heck did I do that? But you are finally at this point that you are ready to take action. You are ready to share the truth. Because your soul, and they just clinked on my windows. There's your confirmation. Your soul is calling you to her. She is calling your soul. You know that she is the one. You want to fix these things. You want to bring it back into balance. You feel this divine connection. If you look here, this infinity symbol above his head, and he is balancing the fire and the water. You are a fire sign. For some of you, she is in fact a water sign. You're balancing your two energies. You perfectly complement each other. You are a divine pair. You are the powerhouse. You're ready to fix that. You want to fix that in February. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. So, let's get this. I never noticed that. So, when you look at this card here now, I'm going to pop up real quick so I can make sure you're seeing it. Oh, man, there goes the mic. Hold on a second, Saggies. At least it's still on my shirt. Oh, there we go. Okay. Let's try this. So, this card, the here and now. She's sitting on top of this egg. And you see that there's these little hearts. Now underneath her, there's this past, and then there's the future. And there's this flag that says you are here. So you have come to this point. Egg, you are ready to give birth to a new beginning with this person who is in fact your soulmate. They're your other half. They're you're meant to be. And you want to walk through this doorway of happiness with them. In February, what you are wanting to do, what you desire with them in February, is you desire sharing the truth with them. Not just the truth about what happened in the past, but the truth about how you feel, your hopes, your wishes, your dreams, your desires. Come on, Lexi. Oh, goodness. There you go, baby girl. Okay. Sorry, both Yorkies want to join us. They always want to be part of your reading, Saggies. They just want to help. Okay. But you want to clear the past with her. You want to make things right. You want to bring things into balance with her. You want to fix things with her. You are prepared to do that. You want to do that. And that is what you are putting they're saying you're putting a plan in place on how you're going to do that. But to not be fearful. Some of you are fearful. You're worried about how that's going to turn out. And you want to do that with her this month because you want to walk through this doorway of happiness with her into the future. You know how when a couple gets married and the groom will carry his bride across the threshold, signifying their future, their new beginning, their home, their new foundation together. In February, you want to embark on this new beginning with her. You are ready for it. It has taken a lot of work for you to get to this point where you are sitting on top of that egg. You are waiting for it to hatch. You're almost there, Saggies. And they are saying the truth shall set you free. This conversation is what's going to immediately do some healing in your relationship. It's not going to be as, why is that word? Okay. It's not going to be as difficult as you think. Okay, since I just bumped into the camera, let me make sure you can still see all this. Now, this is from their perspective, on their side of the house. What is going on with them in love? Apparently not much. Which is good, because some of you are worried that they've moved on. I guess it's been a long time. You haven't spoken with them in some of you, it's years since you've spoken, they're saying. But you have the wheel, blossoming abundance. You have romantic feelings. Now, this is reversed. I'm going to hold it up right so you can see the graphics. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. So they are just not focused on love at all. They are closing a cycle, a really big cycle in their life. You see how she's sitting here next to this wheel, and she's trying to block the sun from her eyes. It's like she's taking a break, like, whoo, oh my gosh, whew, finally made it. Whew, here I am. Whew, I'm going to take a breather after all that. But she's closing this cycle. It's a huge cycle. She's closing that. For most, she has closed it, and she's beginning this new cycle, this new chapter in her life. For most of them, it is something that is pertaining to work, career. They're not at all focused on love. Because this work, this chapter that they've been closing, and for most, they have just recently closed it. It has just taken so much of them, so much of their time, their focus, their effort, that they haven't had time for love. They haven't even had the energy to focus on that. They've been so overwhelmed. There have been some health factors involved with it as well. Because they're pointing out the grain. They're giving me a first aid symbol too. Okay. But this new venture that they're heading into, this new career, this new venture, it is extremely abundant for them. Not just financially, which it is extremely financially abundant for them, but it is also spiritually, and it's what they're saying what's more important to them is it's spiritually abundant for them. It is something that feeds their soul. It makes their heart sing. It brings them joy. It brings them fulfillment. You see, they've got all these birds and beautiful flowers and water. And it's pristine, and it's filled with light and life and happiness. They felt lifeless in their last job, their last career. They felt as though it was a burden. They felt as though it was too heavy for them. There were some burdens and things that they had to carry that were very heavy with that chapter that they've closed. But they've been successful. They've been the victor. But they're not focused on love at all. Some of you don't want to hear that, but that's where they're at. Which for some of you, actually, they're saying some of you actually do want to hear that. They're saying some of you were kind of fearful it's going to come up that they're dating someone else, and now that you have finally gotten to where you're at, they have moved on, and they haven't. So you got a shot, Saggies. You got a real good shot. Now, are you going to aim that arrow of yours? You are, after all, the archers. You're damn good at hitting your mark, so maybe you should get that arrow out. It's time for you. Now, this is, how do they see the connection with you? You have the Knight of Swords, the Eight of Wands, the contract. That is reversed. Oh, yeah, that's that card. So when I was shuffling, there was one of the cards that came, because all the decks you'll notice are all upright except for the Romance Angels cards. But that one, it literally flew up in the air, twirled, and fell down next to my foot, and it was reversed. So that's very clear. The angels wanted that card, and they wanted it reversed. That was the one. Okay. Then you have Observer, Children, and at the bottom it says, your love life is being affected by children. Now, you know, the knights, they rush in. They're very swift. Like, he's totally swift. He's rushing, of course, into the past, the direction of the past. But this, knight, this card in this deck, it's all about, combining our thoughts with our actions, merging the two so that we can make a clear choice, a wise choice. In order to make a wise choice, we must be clear on what we desire, what we want. And then you got this card, this Eight of Wands. There's all these wands. There's all these choices. There's so many new opportunities and experiences. Which ones do you want? You can't have them all. Which ones do you want? You got to make a choice. So, when the two of you were communicating, when you were dating, when you were talking, in the past, you made a hasty decision regarding who you wanted to be in a relationship with. You did have multiple options. They were one of the multiple options. They're saying you had lots of flowers to pollinate. And in their eyes, it broke their heart that you were pollinating so many flowers. You did not choose them. And they were disappointed by that. Some of them were they were heartbroken by that. Because you didn't choose them. You chose someone else. And they, like you, they're sitting on this egg. wanting a new beginning. It's the children. What's children about? Okay. So you have tree, bear, which is motherhood, matriarch, and the labyrinth. Okay. So they want to lay a firm foundation. They want to build a family tree. They want to have a family. They want to be a mother. You see in this labyrinth, you see this, there's this guy, and there's this woman standing in the gazebo, and then there's this woman, and then there's this woman, and then you've got these three birds. So for some of you, you were like juggling three women or trying to decide between three. So how they see the relationship. In the past, they observed what you were doing. They wanted to have a new beginning with you. They wanted to give birth to this new beginning with you. They desired that. That was their hopes and dreams. They were wishing upon a star. They wanted that. However, you didn't choose them. The way they see this connection, they desire a family. They want a family. They want children. But they aren't sure you want the same thing. Because the actions of yours that they have observed in the past, you were very indecisive. You weren't sure what woman you wanted. There's these multiple wands. So you had multiple women. So for them, it appeared that you were playboy. You couldn't settle down. You couldn't make up your mind. You didn't know who you wanted. You know, a woman doesn't want to be option B, C, D, or E. She doesn't want to be, oh, I've gone through all my other options. Let's try this out. And she also does not want a playboy. She wants someone who is mature, emotionally mature. She wants someone whom she can settle down with and start a family with. That's what she wants. She's not sure if that's you. Because she's like, home skillet, we are not on the same page. Again, this is how she views the connection. She doesn't think you're on the same page. She doesn't think that you want to settle down. She doesn't think that you want a family. She doesn't think you're serious. She thinks that you are a knight. And knights, you know, they're not stable. They're not the kings. The kings are stable. The kings are the ones you want to build a foundation with, build something for a lifetime with. What she has seen thus far, it doesn't seem you're on the same page. It doesn't seem like you want the same thing. And she's not going to settle for a knight. She doesn't want someone who doesn't know what they want. Now, as far as the outcome that they desire with you this month, okay, so as interesting as that is, they still love you, Sagittarius, because they do feel that same connection that you feel. So despite everything that you have been through, they still desire the same thing that you desire. You're actually mirroring each other. I know it doesn't look like that right now. You've got this card, Judgment. You've got this fourth chakra, Archangel Raphael, message in a bottle, and then you have release your ex, and at the bottom it says the time has come to clear your energy. Now this Judgment card, this is all about answering our soul's call, answering that divine calling. But you know, when we're answering that divine calling, it does take action on our part. It is up to us to listen to that call and take action on that call. Like if we're being divinely called in a certain direction, you know, the angels can give us signs all day long. Like, you just missed your turn. They're kind of like your GPS, where they'll just keep squawking and they get louder and louder and louder. But if you don't ever turn the car, you're never going to get in the right direction. So they can give you signs non-stop. You can hear their name. You can see their name. They can pop up in your dreams all the time. You can hear their thoughts. But if you're, and that's your divine team giving you signs, hey, your person that you're going to have all these things you really want with, they're the opposite direction. You took the wrong turn. Turn around. At some point you have to listen to that information, that guidance. So they want you to listen to that guidance. They know you're getting as much divine stuff as they are. Especially those of you that are twins. They get hammered with the same information all the time. Because if you look here, he is sitting up front. He has the angel talking to him. The angels have been talking to you. They've been giving you road signs. They've been trying to wave you down. Hey, we're over here, buddy. You went a couple blocks too far. It's okay. You've not totally gone off course. It's all right. We can redirect you. It's just fine. Just come back this way. We're going to fix it. But you got to turn around. They're talking to you. They're trying to help you. What she desires this month is she wants you to listen. You see how she's sitting behind him, and then she has their child sitting there? She's got her hand on the hip like, are you going to turn around? You gonna notice me back here? I'm the one they're talking about. Memo. Did you get the memo? I'm the one right here. The one they're talking about, the one they're trying to lead you to. Could you please pay attention? Could you please open your heart? They love you. They would like to hear from you. They desire you answering that divine calling. They desire having you come in their direction. They do desire having a new beginning with you. You are their dream. Wish upon a star. They're sitting on an egg. You're sitting on an egg in the other card. They desire that with you. In February, they would like you to open up your heart. They would like you to communicate your feelings. They would also like you to communicate that you have let that ex go, that person you have. They're saying for a number of you, you still haven't let them go. Okay, most of you. Okay, nearly all of you. You still have not officially let that other person go. You won't be able to move into their direction until you let that other person go. They won't have any part of that. The whole Playboy thing, that will immediately set stuff up in flames. That's not going to work at all. They want a king. They know you're a king. They know you're capable of being a king. You know you're a king too. Because you are. Their eyes, they still see you as that Playboy knight. They haven't seen that you've grown emotionally. They haven't seen that you've emerged. They have not seen how much you have grown. They have not seen how much you've evolved. When you left the picture with them, you were still the Playboy knight who was indecisive, who didn't know who he wanted, what he wanted. But Sagittarius, you've had a couple of years to grow, develop. So saying for some of you, it's been 2, 3, some of you even up to 4 years since you've spoken with this person. You are not the person that you were when you left. You are the king. You are a formidable opponent. You have so many gifts and skills and traits that you are ready to share with her. You're ready to share with her how you've changed, how you've grown. How, baby, I'm your king. Let's do this together. But she doesn't know that, Saggies. She doesn't know that. You were not the king when you left. So when you're sharing that message with her, you should probably share those things with her too. But she'd like to find out in February that you're done with this other person. And she would like to find out in February from you. She needs communications from you. And not telepathic communications. I know some of you are going to try to do that. She's already gotten telepathic communications from you. Honestly, those of you that are twin flames, she already knows that you're almost done with the person. You're on the brink of it. She knows that telepathically. But she needs physical communications from you. She needs to hear how you feel. She needs to hear the truth. She needs to hear that you are done with this baggage, this other person that you've been holding on to for way too long. That's what she desires in February. But that's what you desire too. Now, as far as what the angels are recommending. Okay, they want me to look at that. Why do they want me to look at that? You get a whole bunch of cards. I tried to shove them back in the deck. I did. I tried. There was another sign. A whole stack of cards fell on the floor. I was like, no, that's too much. And they're like, no, you're going to use them. They did the same thing with you, Saggies. I was like, no, that's too many. And they're like, oh, well, it's what they need. You're going to hold on to those. So you have lizard spirit. It says dream the world into being. Then you have this flamingo spirit. It says embrace the in-between. Beaver spirit, lay a solid foundation. Then you have expansion. But the key thing they're saying for this is this perceived limitations are illusionary. Let's see. Self-deceit, self-limiting. You have limiting beliefs that are keeping you stuck. That's that that's that fear thing they were talking about. Okay. And then you have grace and elegance of body, mind, and spirit. So what they're recommending in February is you have this lizard. I keep having that commercial here, lizard, lizard, lizard in my mind. So they're saying you have these dreams, you have these hopes, these desires, these wishes. You really are ready and you want to create something new with her. She is going to be impressed once she knows how much you have changed and evolved. But to get there, this is tied with this. Okay. To get there, you have to drop yourself, your limiting beliefs. You don't believe it's going to work out. You fear it's not going to work out. You are fearing the worst case scenario keeps running over and over and over in your head. You're like, there is no way. Oh my gosh, she's going to be so upset. Oh, and some of you are even, because of this deep connection, you've already felt the pain in the past that was caused, her pain. You don't want to have to feel her pain again. You don't want to have to reopen that wound. But they're saying it's not as bad as you think. It's not like you're going to open this wound, which is healed. It's no longer a wound, it's a scar. It's healed over. Blood's not going to come gushing out everywhere. She's healed. She's healed. What you're actually going to do is you're going to heal the relationship between the two of you instantaneously when you communicate and share the truth with her. She just needs to hear it. That's all. Because you got to keep in mind, if you're twins, she already knows. Well, the part that has hurt for some of them is that you never told her. But stop having worst case scenarios in your mind. You are feeding the fear. They're saying stop feeding the fear. You are going to receive grace. You know, they always talk about God's grace. God will forgive this. God will forgive that. God will forgive everything. Well, God does forgive everything. She's going to forgive you as well. She is going to forgive you. You need to know that. She loves you. She will be forgiving you. This is not a mountain that you're not going to be able to overcome. Now, flamingo spirit. Okay, they're going to have me push that up to the side. They're saying you're in between. You're this in between. You're going from one chapter to the next. Kind of like her. She closed a chapter in her life. She's going to the next. You are in between. You're the flamingo. You're going from one thing to the next. This other deck of cards, they actually have a card with the flamingo showing the flamingo going from this dark, dingy chapter to this bright, new, wonderful, celebratory chapter. They're saying you have the opportunity now. You see this beaver? Looks like the beaver's knitting, but actually beavers, they'll go gather little sticks and all types of things, twigs, and they'll build themselves a nest. You want to build a nest. You like her, actually. You want a family. You want a firm foundation. You're ready because you're the king. You're no longer the knight. She does not know that. In the past, you have built and laid a foundation with the wrong person. It's okay. We all make mistakes. You realize that now. You've picked up those blocks. You're ready to go and lay another foundation elsewhere that actually will stand a storm. The other foundation wouldn't have withstood anything. All it would have taken is someone with a real strong sneeze and it would have blown it down. But this foundation you're about to lay will withstand a tsunami. They said, they're saying trust and have faith that this foundation, this new beginning will be solid. It will withstand the test of time. You're not going to have somebody blow your home down like has happened in the past. Because you really did put a lot into that last relationship of yours that is in a large number of years still in. You put all your eggs into that basket. And some of you had that basket tipped over and all your eggs dumped out. There's the flamingo. Okay. Now, this is the outcome for you in February 20 19. Now again, we all do have free will. This is contingent upon you taking the actions that you're being divinely guided to take, because we can stall things, we can delay things if we don't take those actions. They're saying to not fear. Now, in February, you have the Seven of Wands. This is about, having the courage to go after your hopes, your dreams, your desires, your wishes, those things that you want. You're the second sign that they want me to read the book for you. So let me get it. Okay, 7 Wands. Okay, it's this card. To follow your own dreams, sometimes you need courage, but the reward is so great that it is worth the risk, even at the cost of some discussions. Oh, interesting thing. You see how she's standing here? She's got all these wands and she's holding one. Remember those last cards of how this divine love of yours sees the connection with you? Remember how they saw you as the indecisive knight who couldn't decide what flower he wanted to pollinate? Where he wanted to go, who he wanted to be with, who he wanted to build a future with. You've got that. But then look at this. She's holding a wand. You've chosen who you want. You know who you want now. You're no longer pollinating multiple flowers. Let her know that. That's why they kept saying you've got to let her know that. She doesn't know that because you haven't told her. She doesn't know you're the king. She doesn't know that you have made up your mind. She does not know that you've made the decision. And for a number of you, even though you have made up your mind, you've made the decision, you still are holding on to this other person. You still have not let them go. You have... So these cards that you have this Seven of Wands. You have the second chakra, Archangel Ariel. You have go the distance. You have separation. At the bottom it says time apart from your partners on the horizon. Then you have true love. This is the romance of a lifetime. Now that makes sense why that. There's a couple of signs with the readings this month where they're leaving one person to go to another person. It's interesting that they were having me bring up that card. I'm not going to dig it out unless it's on the bottom of the deck. Nope, it's not. Anyhow. There's this card, it's called Between Worlds, and it's got this flamingo, and the flamingo is going from one life to another life, one person to another person, one chapter to another chapter. They're complete opposites, polar opposites. This person that you're leaving, you thought, okay, they're the one, this is it, because you put all your eggs in the basket with them. But now you're like, no, they're not the one. She's the one. So you're going from one to the other. And in February, you're going to be doing that. You're going to be having, that's the conversations they were talking about in the book. Don't fear having the conversations. Because you're ready to create something. You're ready to go that extra mile. You're ready to go the distance. You feel like you've been in this dry Sahara desert. Like because water is indicative of emotions. You feel like you have been in relationships where there's not been the love. There has not been any depth. You want the depth. You want that. You're ready to cross the finish line. This month, you'll be crossing that finish line. And in crossing that finish line, there are a couple conversations that you'll be having, should you have the courage to do so. Ask Archangel Michael, he'll help you have the courage. Ask Archangel Gabriel to help you with the conversations, to give you the words, so that you can have this conversation to finally end this. Because remember, you can't go into the new chapter still holding on to this. She won't allow that, or he won't allow it. And then you're moving into true love. They're saying the real true love, the real one. You thought the one, okay, they want me to give you some timing. Some of you are wanting timing. Okay. Okay. Oh, and they're saying the embracing the in-between. Some of you have in the past, you've just jumped and you were in relationships just so you didn't have to be alone. So this kind of unknown, not sure where things are going to go, not sure how things are going to happen. It's for some of you, it's very worrisome. It really concerns you. So they're saying to not be concerned, because you're literally going to go, for most of you, it's going to seem like overnight. Like one day you're having the conversation of, hey, this is done, we're over. The next day you're having the conversation of, hey, here's what's happened, Here's what happened. Here's what's been going on. It's going to be that fast for you, Saggies. Okay. You're not going to be in this in-between phase very long. Okay. Okay. So we've got 2 time frames because, you know, there's a lot of you, so you're not necessarily all going to be on the same time frame. So I try to usually, if the angels are saying to give 2, sometimes they do tell me firmly just 1, but we'll do 2 times. So I was asking when, oh, that's funny. It's the same timing almost as Scorpios. Huh. Interesting. August. Okay, so what I was asking them was, when will you be done? When will you end this? And you have August. And it's funny because this card, the timing of this card actually means this coming month, which is funny because I'm actually recording this on the 31st of January. So the coming month will be February, which is the month of this reading. So in February, most of you will be finally putting an end to this. Now, what I was saying is like Scorpio. They're saying like 90% of you, it's going to end in February. But there's this lingering thing that has to be concluded, some legal binding contractual thing that needs to be separated between the 2 of you. You could own business together, you could own properties together, you could own a home together, you could own multiple homes together, but there's property, there's assets that have to be split between the 2 of you. So although in February you're going to be saying, okay, no, really, I'm leaving, I've got to go. I'm not this knight anymore. I'm sorry, I jumped into this. Oh. I wish you the best, though. I do. I gotta go. The legal stuff won't be concluded until in the fall, in August. Now, I was asking, when will you be in a... Okay, because they're saying it's going to be different for a couple of you. So initially I was asking, when are you going to be talking to this person? And then I had to change the way I was asking, because then I was like, no, when are they going to physically be talking? When will they physically be moving forward with this new person? They're trying to call them in. When's that really going to truly physically be happening? Now, for some of you, that will be in May. For others of you, that will be in the winter. And what they're saying in winter, right now in the Northern Hemisphere, we are in winter right now. Like our wind chill here in Ohio, it's been like negative 28, negative 30 degrees. So, Easter. So they're saying for others of you, large number of you, it will be January, February. It'll be this winter. No later than Easter. Okay, so hopefully that helps, Saggies. I do wish you all an amazing month filled with a lot of love, joy, and blessings.